Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Jonathan Semple, and this is my Week 6 multimedia presentation. Now, before we get started, I'd like to say that I'm sorry about the picture quality, but I could not, for whatever reason, get my computer to transfer high quality pictures of the people who were researching for this project into PowerPoint. So, apologies aside, let's get going. So, representing me in the House is Congressman Mike Thompson. Now, he represents the 5th Congressional District of California, and that includes my area. A few cool facts about him. Some of you might remember from last week that I would be running against Mike Thompson for that project. Small little fact. But here's the real cool thing, that my dad got to meet him um, last Tuesday at a Kiwanis meeting. It's a club that goes around in Napa. I believe they have an outreach in the rest of California, a good part of the United States, but I'm not 100% sure. Nonetheless, my dad got to meet Mike Thompson, and he had a great conversation with him about small business. And who knows, as time goes on, we might see some legislation be pushed by Mike Thompson that could help out small businesses. Now, in the top left, we have Dianne Feinstein, and in the top right, we have Kamala Harris. Both of these people represent California in the United States Senate. And yeah, moving on. Now, in the top left here, we have Jerry Brown. One quick cool fact about him is that he's 80 years old. Looking at his picture that I found, I assumed that he was at most 60 years old, and that might be a conservative estimate for most of you, but that is what I thought. And so I thought it was a cool little fact about him. Then in the bottom middle here, we have Cecilia Aguilar Curry, and she is my representative in the state assembly. And then in the top right, we have State Senator Bill Dodd. Moving on. All right, and now we are on to the Napa County Board. Now, Napa has the area has 5 districts, and in District 1, we have a representative named Brad Wagenknecht. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his name, but that is the best representation I could get. Now in District 2, in the left bottom, we have Ryan Gregory. Now in the center, we have Diane Dillon. In the right bottom, we have Alfredo Pedroza. And in the top right, we have Bella Ramos. Now, some really cool facts about Alfredo Pedroza is that about, I don't know, 3 months ago over summer, I was in a park with a few friends, and we were walking from one side to the other. Now, it's not a small park. This is about 2-3 miles across, and we're just walking, and we saw him running, and ended up having a conversation with him. I did not know who he was at the time, but it's really quite cool to see that he was out in the community, just exploring, having a good time doing his thing. And moving on to the city council. In the bottom left here, we have Peter Mott, who is the vice mayor. And then in the top left, we have Jill Teckle, who was a mayor for as long as I can remember. And one cool fact about her is that she also attends that Kiwanis club that I was talking about earlier. And she will oversee whatever she needs to. And another quick little tidbit is that when I was having issues, or rather when I and the other lifeguards that worked for the Napa area were having issues, she stepped in and fixed those issues, and that we had concerns about the way that our time was being managed. And she stepped in, took care of the problem, and dealt with it very swiftly and professionally. And so that's one thing that is really cool to note about her, that when she gets invested in something, when she gets working on something, she's very professional about it and very swift interactions. And then we have in the bottom middle, we have Scott Sedgley. Now, don't know very much about him, but I've heard that he's a very interesting person. Now, in the top right, we have Doris Gentry. One cool fact about her is that when I was in high school, I used to go help out working at a Cub Scout camp that was run in Napa, and I did not know who she was at the time, but now I know that she would come every Tuesday and every Thursday of that camp. It happened for about 2 weeks every year. Nothing crazy. And she would come hang out, talk to the kids, talk to the adults, and just sort of be there, be invested in the community. And so that is one thing that, looking back, I truly appreciate now knowing that she is on the city council. Then in the bottom right, we have Jim Crinder. And that is it for my presentation. I thank you guys all for listening. Once again, I apologize for some of the image quality and the mic. I'm not usually using a great mic. I'm just using a cheapo that I found. And thank you all for listening. I will see you later.